So these are the two kidneys, and the kidneys are going to have their supply from the renal arteries. This structure here are the testes. The small structures here are going to be the testes. Normally, they are going to be the testes or the ovaries depending on if it is a female or a male, but I can directly guess that here is a male because the structure here are very small. So these are the testes, and there was no uterus in the pelvis, so this was a male chicken. And these are these two testes above the two. Now, you should also note that there is also going to be a small structure just above the kidney here on this lateral side. In man, we have two structures above the kidney, and they are going to be called the suprarenal glands just above the kidneys here. They are going to be the suprarenal glands. So the kidney are posterior on the posterior abdominal wall outside the peritoneum. Here above the kidney, you are going to have the suprarenal glands, and anterior to it, you have the testes. You have to know in the embryological origin of man, the urogenital system is actually connected. So what happened is that you have a urogenital ridge. Now, the genital component and the genital precursors come from the yolk sac, the wall of the yolk sac. So they are going to migrate from the wall of the yolk sac into our urogenital groove, and they are going to form the anterior portion, as you can see here, the testes, or the ovary, depending on if you have the X or Y, or double X or XY chromosomes. Now, you have to know that in man, the testis is normally formed at this portion in the abdominal wall, at the level of L3. Now, what happens is that they are going to have a descent as we grow. So the testes are going to descend down the abdominal wall first with the kidney, and later on they are going to descend more and find itself in the scrotum. And upon descending, they are going to pass in the inguinal canal. The inguinal canal consists of two main rings. We have the superficial and we have the deep ring. The superficial ring is where it comes out of the abdominal wall into the scrotum, and the deep ring is where it enters the abdominal wall into the inguinal canal. So we can see that the scrotum is outward, so the deep one will be much more closer to the abdominal canal, abdominal wall, in the abdominal wall. Now we continue. As it descends, it's going to find itself into the scrotum. In the scrotum, it's going to be connected to the scrotum via the gubernaculum. Now, that is why there are certain cases where there is not a great descent, and that case in small infant is going to be called cryptorchidism as a clinical correlation. When the descent is not effective, it's going to be called cryptorchidism. And also, if the inguinal canal, because normally the inguinal canal is supposed to close, if the inguinal canal does not close, you're going to realize that the person, upon going to adulthood, is easily going to have an inguinal hernia, because the abdominal content could pass the level of the inguinal canals to find itself into the testes. So these testes normally flow from the deep inguinal ring in man to the superficial inguinal ring. These testes normally flow from deep inguinal ring here at this level in man to the superficial inguinal ring at this level to find itself in the scrotum. And if it's not present, clinical correlation is two. We have cryptorchidism when there is no good descent, and the second one is going to be inguinal canal when there is a remnant of there is going to be the inguinal hernia when there is a descent of the intestine into the inguinal canal. So we have seen the heart, the different circulatory part of the circulatory system. We've seen the respiratory system, and lastly is the kidney, the urinary system. And we have seen the urinary system associated with the testes. Lastly, after the urinary system, the portion of urinary system, up here we have the kidney. Now the tubular system shows that after the kidney, you are going to have the two ureters. The two ureters are going to come down, and they are much more going to be whitish. So in order to see it, I need to pull off the fascias here. Now again, we need to know that the kidney in man has originated from three main portions. Now we need to know that there was a process. We need to know that the kidney was having three main portions in the embryology. The first portion of the kidney is a pronephros. The pronephros exists in the more cervical area. The second region is a mesonephros. The mesonephros exists mostly in the thoracic area. And lastly, you have the metanephros. Metanephros exists mostly in the lumbar area. Now, what we realize here is that normally in man, the pronephros and the mesonephros are going to disintegrate. It's only the metanephros which is going to continue to a kidney. The mesonephros is what is going to form the tubular system of the genitals. From here, we realize that we have a kidney which is very long in chicken. So we can indirectly state that the mesonephros has not disintegrated to form the tubular system of the testes. Yeah, the mesonephros and the metanephros have continued together. That's why they have a longer kidney. So we can see here as we pull that the kidney is very long. Pull the fascia, and here is going to be our bladder. This is the bladder. The bladder is connected. These are the two ureters. I need to remove so I can see that there are two main structures here. When I pull this, I will realize that there are two main structures connecting to the bladder here. We have this tube and we have this other tube. These are the two main tubes which are going to be connected to the bladder. And these two tubes are going to be our ureter. So I can pull the ureter up from here and see that the ureter is going to come here. And the ureter is not only two, it's much more complicated in this case because the pronephros and the mesonephros and the metanephros were maintained. We have two ureter here. We have two ureter, but as it goes up, we have the bladder here. We have two ureters here. As it goes up, the ureter is going to be connected to one tube here and another tube here, and it's going to connect again all around tubes here in both the mesonephros and the metanephros. So this shows all the structures of the ureter, the tubular system of the renal system. So it moves around here, goes and take tubular system from the metanephros, and goes up here, going to take tubular system from the mesonephros. This is metanephros, take tubular system here and to the mesonephros. So this marks the end of the renal system. Now the last system we are going to see back is going to be our cardiovascular system, and we are going to deal with the heart. Now to see the heart, we need to know the sections in which to divide the heart. To divide the heart, it's best to divide the heart